Hello. For years now, the Pittsburgh Penguins have celebrated the achievements of African Americans during Black History Month, and this year is no different. Today, we'll hear what they have planned. Also, Harriet Tubman is known as the Moses of her people. Now, a local historian has written a book that tells the untold stories of what happened after Tubman freed them. Plus, a historic downtown building is under new management by a nonprofit working to help Black businesses thrive. The owner tells us about their unique plan. So pull up a chair and meet us at the corner. Intersection starts right now. Hello, I'm Lisa Smith, Director of Community Impact at KDKA Plus and the host of Intersections. This Black History Month, the Pittsburgh Penguins have a number of events planned to engage the community, shine the spotlight on people we should know, and have some fun. Joining us today are Delvina Morrow. She's the Vice President of Community Affairs and DEI for the Pittsburgh Penguins, as well as Nelson Cooper, and he is the CEO and co-founder of Pittsburgh Hardball Academy. Welcome both of you to Intersections.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so this is like an exciting time of the year, because we get to learn things that maybe we forgot or didn't know originally, and it's all about Black history. So Delvina, tell us a little bit about why the Penguins really have embraced this time of year in terms of educating us about what's happening here in the community.
Definitely. Well, first off, happy Black History Month. Yeah. At the Penguins, we have a long history of supporting the community. So year round, we show up, whether it's celebrating Juneteenth and being in the parade or having community skate days at Hunt Armory, our program with Pittsburgh Public Schools. So we have always showed up for the community. Black History Month is a real opportunity to also show up on the ice and to use our game to celebrate, inspire and connect our fans around Black History Month. So we're really excited for that.
Yeah, and it's a robust schedule of activities that are happening. And I want to say the first thing I think is this documentary, Nelson. Tell us a little bit about this documentary and what it's called Beyond Their Years. What is it about?
Yeah, absolutely. So the documentary is about Herb Carnegie, who's a hockey trailblazer for African Americans, and Buck O'Neil, who's a trailblazer in the Negro Leagues in Major League Baseball for African Americans as well. So the film is taking place at the Carnegie Library of Homestead, obviously a very historical place for Negro League history with the Homestead Grays. And this region's very rich for Black baseball, so being able, as Pittsburgh Hardball Academy, a youth organization that tries to get more African Americans in the game and in college, being able to present an event like this is really great, and we're really proud to partner with the Penguins to do this. So the event is going to be one that celebrates the life and legacies of Herb and Buck, but most importantly talks about resilience and all the things that they overcame and the way that they continued to battle, and really teaches a lot of life lessons for youth on how they can overcome maybe obstacles that they face here today.
Yeah, and there's going to be that screening that's going to be on February 4th, right?
Yes, correct.
And it's going to have even a chance for a panel discussion. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the panel is going to include the filmmaker who's actually coming into town to Pittsburgh to talk about why he made the film and the background of the film. But the panel will also include Wendy Lewis, who's the former D&I executive for Major League Baseball, as well as McDonald's. It'll include Sean Gibson, who's the CEO of the Josh Gibson Foundation here in Pittsburgh. Again, a lot of Negro League ties. Delvina will be one of our panelists as well. We're also going to have on the panel Herb Carnegie's daughter, Bernice Carnegie. She'll be on the panel as well. So it's going to be an amazing, amazing event, hearing not only their stories in the film documentary, but also the follow-ups from the panels who can provide their perspectives as well.
Wow, really, that sounds really great. And then, Delvina, there's also a lot of things happening with the Penguins. There's a big game. Kind of go through, I guess, some of those things that are going to be going on for the rest of that week,
yes.
the 6th, I guess.
Yes, so we are so excited for our 2024 Black Hockey History Day game presented by CNX. This is our 4th year really expanding this effort. So we kick the game off with a really fun pep rally outside of the arena. We're working with Pittsburgh Public Schools and the city's office to bring the One Sound, One Band marching band group to the arena. And then we will take everyone indoors where throughout the entire game, you will be able to connect with other fans. You'll be able to connect with organizations who are uplifting Black people in our region, and you'll be inspired throughout the game. We're really excited. We have the Black National Anthem being sung once again this year. This is our third time doing this, and then we will also have some other really fun engagements in store for all of our fans in attendance.
Yeah, the national anthem, is that Sydney or Lindsay Smith?
Yes,
singing
so the national anthem will be performed by Lindsay Smith, and she will be doing a dual anthem for this game. So the national anthem and then the Canadian national anthem. But then during the second intermission, we will welcome the Mount Ararat Baptist Church to sing the Black national anthem. So they will be performing Lift Every Voice and sing.
Yeah, and then there's an organization that I had not heard of, I'm sorry to say, but it's young Black women who are really huge hockey fans.
Yes.
Tell me about this group.
So the Black Girl Hockey Club is an organization that is really committed to advancing opportunities and seeing more Black women in hockey on and off the ice. We've been working with Renee. She's the executive director of the Black Girl Hockey Club for several years now. She's flying in all the way from California to be with us for this game. So we're working with them. We have a VIP skate earlier that day at Hunt Armory, and then we have our VIP meetup with the Black Girl Hockey Club. And the club is really Black women, Black men, and allies who want to come together and celebrate Black History Month together.
Yeah, and I looked at some of the pictures from last year, and it really is an inclusive day and an inclusive event. What are some of those things that you guys do to really help more minorities embrace hockey, just as an activity, as something that they really want to see?
I think for us, it doesn't start or end at our Black History Month game. It's year round. It's working with great partners like Nelson and other organizations where we're in the community year round, really making sure that people know who the Penguins are beyond what we do on the ice, of course, but making sure that we show up authentically. And so when they do come to the game, they feel at home, and that's our goal. We want people to feel at home at our games.
Yeah.
And if I can add, the Penguins authentically are making hockey fans in the community. You know, they've partnered with our organization. We have a huge focus on off the field events as well. So they've been actually able to come in and talk to the kids about careers in hockey off the ice as well. So really exposing African American youth throughout the community to hockey both on and off the ice.
Yeah, so you've seen the community embrace some of these activities. You've seen that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We have community skates where we open our doors to the community at Hunt Armory. And our last MLK skate day at Hunt Armory, we had over 400 people come to this event. So people are excited, whether it's their first time or fifth time hitting the ice, they're excited to be connected to our brand, whether that's through ice skating, marching with us at Juneteenth or Pride, and coming to our game.
Well, it all sounds like a wonderful plan of event, and I'm sure people will take advantage and come out. Thank you both so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. And coming up, the author of a new book has the stories of people freed by Harriet Tubman, including members of her own family. Intersections. We'll be right back.
busy talking, you know?
Well, we'll make sure.
Thank you.
Just count up to 10 for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good, thank you.
Okay.
Well, the year was 1863. President Abraham Lincoln had already issued the Emancipation Proclamation, and the Civil War was at its height. But the Union Army had a secret weapon to wage an attack in South Carolina: Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman, the Combee River Raid and Black Freedom During the Civil War, is a new book authored by historian Dr. Edda Black. It has first-hand accounts from former enslaved men and family members from South Carolina's rice plantations. And Dr. Black joins us. Welcome to Intersections.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
You know, I'm excited too because this book really sounds so intriguing and like you just want to read page after page after page.
Thank you.
So, you know, we were talking before and there's been a lot obviously written about Harriet Tubman, but what made you want to write something else that was so different?
Yeah. Well, what I realized is that what we know about Tubman's life is primarily about the Underground Railroad, right? And she frees 70 people in 13 trips and gives specific instructions to another 70. That in and of itself is superhuman. But then she goes down to Beaufort, South Carolina in May of 1862 and works as a spy for the Union Army. And it's her work in South Carolina and her intelligence gathering, which is the basis for the Combee River Raid, which we really know very little about.
Yeah, but you were able to find out all these details that you're able to put in this book.
Yes.
So how did you find the information that you were able to use to craft these stories?
Yeah, well, the biggest find were the pension files. 756 people, enslaved people, were freed in the raid. 150 men joined the 2nd South Carolina Volunteers the morning after. A decade or two after the end of their service, those men, their widows, their dependents applied for pensions, U.S. military pensions for their Civil War service. And these pension files are a treasure trove. The formerly enslaved people talk about their families going back 4 generations. They talk about their marriages, their weddings, the births of their children. They talk about praying together in the praise houses. And I was able to use them to reconstruct the enslaved community on the lower Combee River that escaped in the raid.
Wow. And about how many people are you able to kind of really identify and focus on? I mean, I know there were a lot of them, over 700, but I know you don't have 700 in the book.
Yes, I think there are about 15, maybe 20 main historical actors in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you include your family in this?
Well, yes, my third great grandfather is one of them.
Wow.
And that was not planned. You know, that was a happy accident, an accidental finding of the book. But he fought in the raid. He was one of the men who was enslaved in Beaufort, who was freed after the Battle of Port Royal in November of 1861. He joined the 2nd South Carolina Volunteers, and he fought in the Combee raid.
Yeah. What do you hope people who read this book get out of it?
I hope they have a better understanding, number one, of the humanity of enslaved people. I hope that we're able to see enslaved people as mothers and fathers and husbands and wives and sons and daughters and lovers and, you know, all of the above. I also hope we get a better understanding of freedom. You know, that these people, Harriet Tubman included, the men of the 2nd South Carolina, like my third great grandfather, who risked their freedom and they risked their lives. And to them, to be caught and re-enslaved was worse than death. Yet they risked everything to go back into the land of bondage so that people who were still enslaved after the Emancipation Proclamation went into effect could be free.
Yeah. And South Carolina is a home for you, or?
My dad's family.
Yeah.
My dad is born in Green Pond, South Carolina. Both of his parents are from that area.
Yeah. So as you're going there doing research, what does that kind of do to you when you're doing this research and there's such a personal connection for you?
Yeah. I understand now that it's a calling, that it has become a calling for me, that I have a responsibility and also a platform to tell the stories of the enslaved that haven't been told before. It's challenging because there are a number of cemeteries that I've located in the course of my research where family members are buried. And so I feel as if anytime I'm working on a plantation in this part of Colleton County, chances are that I have family members who were enslaved there and or who are buried there. And so that's always a challenge. But it inspires me to tell their stories.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be on tour, basically.
Yes.
You have a lot of book tours, but there's
Yes.
going to be one here in Pittsburgh on March 14th at Carnegie Library Lecture Hall at 6 p.m. Hopefully people will come out and see you and
Yes.
ask you questions. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All
Happy
right.
Black History Month.
Yes. Well, coming up, plans for a historic downtown building are a nod to Oklahoma's Black Wall Street. Intersections, we'll be right back. Oh, I was saying, did you see I put the Black History Month bumps in that one line you had? I just put them both in that one line. One. It was 1 year ago when we launched this new thing here at KDKA called Intersections. It was a chance to continue the long legacy here of giving members of the community a platform to tell the stories that they may not get to tell elsewhere. And it's been a great year one. We're thankful for our viewers, and we're thankful for the guests who have come to tell their stories about their community impact and programs that make Pittsburgh vibrant. And we look forward to partnering with more of you for more impactful, I'm sorry, that was terrible. Please forgive me. One. It was 1 year ago when we launched this new thing here at KDKA called Intersections. It was a chance to continue the long legacy here of giving members of the community a platform to tell the stories that they may not get to tell elsewhere. And it's been a great year one. We're thankful for our viewers, and we're thankful to the guests who have come to tell their stories about their community impact and programs that make the Pittsburgh area vibrant. And we look forward to partnering with more of you for more impactful content in year two. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Intersections.